welcome back to RATG, Ryan's All Things Geek, right here on 103.7 FM, Brock University Radio. Or you can be listening to us live online at cfbu.ca.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show.
All right, Ryan Fleming here with RATG Radio, and I'm sitting here with one of the most iconic, honestly, serial stars out there. I mean, Miss Denise Crosby. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate that.
It is my pleasure.
Now, how are you liking Hamilton?
Well, so far so good. I got in, just last night, and, you don't get to see a lot, but I always love coming to Canada.
Right.
I've spent, some really wonderful days up here.
Did you do a lot of filming in Toronto? The area, I would assume.
I filmed, a number of times in Toronto, mainly in Vancouver, though.
Right.
Vancouver's so much work. Kamloops, I did a movie in. Just, whenever I can get a chance to come up to this, fantastic. And depending on November, I may be living up here.
Well, I don't know if we've told you this or not, but if someone gets in, we're building a wall.
Yeah. Yes, that's the wall. That's the wall that needs to be built.
We will gladly pay for it,
I'll help you build it, by the way.
We got lots of loonies for that.
I'll help you do it. I will help you do it.
We've got lots of loonies to keep that loony out.
It's Vietnam all over again,
Now, and I guess just because we kind of brought it up, I don't know if you mind talking about it or not, but it's a very crazy climate right now. It seems each political election year gets more extreme as we go. Of course, you go back to Barack Obama, his first time running, and of course we're going to have some difficulties there, him being the first man of color.
Right.
But this time around, it's
I've never seen anything like this in my life, ever.
It seems like a joke.
It is a joke. Okay? It is a joke. The only thing is it's a real.
Right.
And that, again, my issue right now is about the population, the numbers that actually take this person seriously.
Right.
I mean, regardless, I'm not going to judge him any longer because I think the proof is on, out there.
Exactly.
Every the facts are there. You can decipher what you want. But the fact that with all that being said, and given what we know, and people coming out and claiming these things, what kind of person makes that choice then to vote for someone like that?
To me, one of the most baffling things I found with it is people are getting mad at Hillary for emails.
Right.
And, for having pneumonia.
Right.
And they're like, oh, she lied to us. And I'm like, but he lies every single time he
opens his mouth, a lie comes out.
It's just literal diarrhea.
And the laws that he has broken, the lies that he has told, the disgraceful things he's said.
Yes.
The people he's ripped off. Now that is coming out that he was investing in Cuba, which broke federal law.
Right.
But it doesn't seem to matter.
Because unfortunately, he's one of those guys that I think for the majority of his life he's been kind of above the law. He can buy his way out of everything.
Right.
But this is the first time, thankfully, that we've all gotten a real good look at him. I think that debate did wonders for Hillary because I know her poll numbers weren't the strongest, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're still, it's still going to be, it's down to the wire. It's going to be a numbers game. There's a collective of Star Trek actors, 75 of us have signed an open letter to the public.
Wow.
Asking that people take this seriously, and as members of Star Trek that are implementing a certain ideal into the world, to not vote for this man.
Right.
And it's signed by 75 of us.
And you got to think he's the antithesis of Star Trek.
Yes,
honestly,
that's why.
Like he's the complete opposite of what Gene Roddenberry had in mind.
That's exactly
with,
what.
peace and all races together.
Right,
There's
right.
no
The prime directive and all of the things that, peaceful answers and surviving and being better than we are now.
Right.
And not divisive and not, building walls and all those things.
Right. Yeah. Save that for us. Save that for us. we got to get that out there.
Oh, brother.
Oh, yeah, we try. So, now we've got the politics out of the way.
You have to
Usually that's a
about
euphemism,
I know,
we got the politics out of the way, but literally this time we did.
Wow.
So, story career, like I said, you've been everywhere. Of course, a majority of your fans know you as Lieutenant Tasha Yar from Star Trek The Next Generation. I was not a TOS fan growing up. I was a little bit before my time.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a big TOS fan, so when Next Generation came on, that was all me, So I know how much your character meant for myself as a huge Trekkie, and for the rest of the world. How does that feel for yourself, though, when you see so many people that look at you almost like family, And to be honest, you weren't on the show for all that long. I know you came back as your sister, Romulan
daughter.
Romulan daughter, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It just speaks to what this show has meant to people and the inclusiveness of this show. And, that here we are celebrating its 50th year. And, who could foresee that? I've never seen anything like it. I don't think there will be ever anything like it. I mean, Star Trek opened the door to, a collaboration with fans, conventions. They're the granddaddy of them all,
And to me, honestly, Star Wars has a lot of thanking to do to Star Trek, honestly, because I think Star Trek, being a mainstream television show, sure made it a lot more acceptable for a motion picture like Star Wars to come out.
Right. I think all of those things. It just continues. It's they're little morality fables, cloaked in space adventure.
Yeah, and like we said, so of course you were with Star Trek, which was a very iconic role. We talked a little bit before the interview how my son and I, he's 15 years old, and basically he watches every show I grew up with. I don't know why, that's just kind of his thing.
That's cool.
So we were going through Lois and Clark the other day, and I saw you on there playing Dr. Gretchen Kelly.
Yes, right.
How was that? You were there, 13 episodes?
There were a number of episodes. Again, that was a recurring part.
Yeah.
I loved doing that.
Right. It was one of my favorite interpretations of Superman because I love the dynamic between Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, and also there was a tone that was set in that show. It was kind of bright colors. It was sometimes serious, a little quirky. You didn't. I loved Lex Luthor, John O'Shea, who played him, John Shea, and terrific actor. So and Leslie Jordan I got to work with in that, and some really fine actors were in that show. So it was really a wonderfully quirky tone to it.
So we found out that that's an answer to a trivia question now for you. I've got another one. Dexter. Now, not only were you on Dexter, you were Dexter's first victim.
Yep.
And so we've gone from Star Trek The Next Generation, iconic show, Lois and Clark, iconic show, to Dexter, another iconic show. And this is a testament to you.
Well, you're lucky enough to have, this varied career. I mean, that's what I love, is to, enter these worlds that, Dexter was a very unique experience.
What's Michael C. Hall like?
He was very intense, and had to be for this role. What the cool thing about Dexter was, I got to reunite with James Remar, who played his father, who played my boyfriend in 48 Hours, which is one of the first movies I've ever done.
I'm sorry, I didn't even realize you were in 48 Hours.
Yeah, that was one of the first jobs I ever got.
Nice.
And so we hadn't seen each other in a long time, so that was really fun.
I love James Remar,
and here I got to kill him in this one. That was really fun.
You killed Dexter's dad, exactly.
I know. Oops.
That's why you were the first.
Yes.
And James Remar does a lot of voiceover work
Yeah.
as well. Do you do the same as well? Have you been dabbling in the voiceover? Because I know a lot of the Star Trek, the Next Generation cast, especially, has done a lot of voiceover stuff.
Right.
Were you on Gargoyles?
No, I was not on Gargoyles,
Okay.
but I do the voice of my character Sela on Star Trek Online, the online game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, all right, and then we've got 2 more iconic shows, and we'll get out of your hair. Of course, everybody loved you as Mary, leader of the cannibals. Oh my Lord, you were a scary lady.
I had to do what I had to do. That's the thing with The Walking Dead. It's all about, what would you do?
Right.
That's the theme. What would you do? And, one never knows until they're faced with, the inexplicable.
Yeah.
And, I know as a mother, Mary was a mother, I certainly personally would do anything to keep my son alive. So,
Right.
I really related on that level.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
Too, so, and the last one, and I'll get out of your hair after this, Ray Donovan.
Ray.
And you're still going on there?
I'm not dead yet. I'm dead in all the other ones, but I'm so.
I don't think he can take you out on Ray Donovan.
That was really good.
That was some Canadian coffee.
That was some good karma, sort of, for me, man. Good karma right
Very
there.
Very good karma. So, like I said, you've been in all these iconic roles all over the place. I truly think it's a testament to yourself and the characters you portray, because you, unlike a lot of other actors, and I'm not saying this because I'm with you, but you're not the same character every time I see you on stage. And I think that's one of the best things about any actor that you can say about anyone. And,
and you said a boat.
And I never even noticed I say it.
A boat.
Well, thank you for coming out with us
pleasure.
and talking with you. It was such a great time.
It is a pleasure.
And,
thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on. And thanks, guys, for tuning in. Ryan Fleming here with Denise Crosby, RATG Radio. Check us out, guys.
Black magic. You got to know, got to show. It's time to roll. So just tell me what you